Hello, my name is Anuradha Patil and I am here going to represent you the what is meant by the load torque. So in the drive, load torque is a mostly important. Firstly, see what is meant by the drive. So drive is a nothing but the motion plus controller, that is a motor plus controller is called as the drive. So this drive having the different load torques, that is a generally mainly two types of the load torque. According to that load torque, they are having the characteristics of the different load torques and other things. So firstly we move towards the classification of the load torques. So load torque is generally classified into the two types, that is the active load torque and passive load torque. Firstly, we all noted that the load torque is always opposes the speed of the motion, means when the motion uh, of the motor is always opposite to the load torque, or the load torque is always opposite to the motion of the motor. So firstly we see towards the active load torque. So active load torque is nothing but the load torque which has the potential to be drive the motor under the equilibrium condition are called the active load torque. Means the torque which is having the potential, that is it is able to drive the particular motor to under the equilibrium conditions are called as a active load torque. So such a torques, for example, of this torque is a torque due to the force of the gravity, torque due to the tension, torque due to the compression of the tension, etc. So this is a some example of the load torque. Then passive load torque, the load torque which always oppose the motion and change their sign on the reversal of the motion are called as the passive load torque. Means this load torque which is always opposes the motion and change their sign on the reversal motion are called as the passive generally load torque. So this the load torque having the example, that is a torque due to the friction and cutting, etc.
Hi friends, myself Harshita Varude, roll number 426. Let us see characteristics of different types of load torque or components of load torque. One of the essential requirement in the section of particular type of motor for driving a machine is the matching of load torque, speed torque characteristic of the given drive unit and that of the motor. Therefore, the knowledge of how the load torque varies with speed of the drive machine is necessary. Different types of loads exhibit different speed torque characteristics. However, most of the individual loads can be classified into the following four categories. First one, constant torque type load. Second characteristic, torque proportional to speed, that is generator type load. Third characteristics, torque proportional to square of the speed, fan type load. Fourth characteristic, torque inversely proportional to speed, that is constant power type load.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shweta Patil. Today I am explaining four quadrant operation of single phase dual converter fed DC motor. Figure shows single line block diagram of dual converter. Here load is DC drive, either separately, shunt or self or series. Then next diagram is circuit diagram of the single phase dual converter. Converter first is also known as a positive converter because it towards the upward direction, and converter 2 is negative converter because it towards the backward direction, which means both converters are back to back connected. Both are the fully connected converter. Converter 1 acts as a rectifier and operates in first quadrant and fourth quadrant. Converter second acts as an inverter which operates in second and third quadrant. AC to DC rectification will take place where rectification done through converter 1, DC to AC inversion done through converter 2. This is called as a dual converter. Converter 1 consists of the four switches S1, S2, S3, S4, and all four switches are thyristor which will do the rectification. Converter second will consist of the 4 switches, that is S5, S6, S7, S8, which will do inversion, means it acts as an inverter and also called as a negative converter. Converter 1 consists of the 4 switches and converter second or consist of the 4 switches. Output voltage of the first converter is 2 Vm cos alpha divided by pi for converter 1. V01 is Vmax into cos alpha 1 and V02 is Vmax cos alpha 2. Alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is 180 degree and alpha 1 minus alpha 2 is 180 degree. Reactor is used to filter or remove the repulses. In quadrant 1, converter acts as a rectifier. In quadrant 2, the converter acts as a inverter. In quadrant 3, converter acts as a rectifier, and in quadrant 4, the converter acts as a inversion. Thank you.